G'day, gorillas. It's Playland coming at you with another devlog. Today, we got cows. I promised them. They said I couldn't do it, but here they are in all their beautiful beauty. This is the story all about how these cows evolved on a floating island cloud. If you would like to try out this game, why not consider becoming a tester? All it takes is a little contribution towards my development. It will go a long way, I promise you. Just imagine you're buying me a double pack of ramen or 2-minute noodles. To begin with, I painted this cow in Photoshop and created a draw button from which I could drag an instance of a kinematic body with this cow sprite on it. Had some fun figuring out how collisions work in Godot. The engine comes with some fantastic examples to play with, but what it basically comes down to are collisions and raycasting. I highly recommend learning vector math as it is essential for all of this. Throughout this process, I have been developing for mobile as well as PC, which involves quite a lot of testing. Pretty much all popular game engines these days come with tools to allow you to test for mobile development, but Godot's lightweight definitely contributes to the speed and ease of testing. At this point I got quite a nice herd going and I overcame the previous collision problems by using collision layers and collision masks. I had quite a lot of fun making these little placeholder animations for the cow as well as this little pop out button in the UI, and also learning Godot's particle system to create this simple blood particle effect for the fall damage of the cow. There's something just not right about this. Unfortunately, many cows had to be sacrificed in the pursuit of science. I allowed them to have a pleasant grazing session and I taught them how to walk. They look so fancy. Sped up montage here because the testing can be boring. I think I was just having fun, and testing can be fun, and it's a sign that you're onto a good game, but it's important not to get carried away. At this point I started devising a system to pick up the cows like in the game Black and White, and I managed to achieve that using a 2D area, with some unfortunate consequences for the bovine community, and then more testing of that. Once I could pick them up logically, I just had to be able to throw the squishy meat to face, benevolent bovine brothers. And once that logic was in place, it was just a matter of turning up the power. Now testing was becoming too fun, and it was actually hard to work. I wanted the cows to be able to collide with the buildings, but only in one direction, so I used the collision shapes with one way enabled, and this came with its own set of disasters. My main issue is that I refuse to use the pre-made editor tools and I insist on doing everything programmatically. It makes things very hard for myself, but I prefer to have a hands-on understanding of the systems I'm using by building them myself. So sometimes I reinvent the wheel just so it makes it my way. I devised a fun little game for myself while testing by throwing these cows down this hole. I call it Cow Hole. How many bounces can you cow in one hole? Share your score to a leaderboard dominated by names written in unrecognizable alphabets. Now that I had the throwing mechanism down, I worked on a little rotational velocity, if you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm talking about. I know you can't resist a little rotational velocity once a fortnight. The walking lessons were really starting to pay off as some of my cows had joined high society and took to walking on their hind legs. They look so fancy. Next they'll be buying handbags and spelling their names with silent letters. Some of them took to aerobics, which was cute, but not distinctly bovine. These bugs really make me happy. I wish I could just keep them in the game, but this kind of unpredictable behavior is just not good game design. Now that the cows are revolving appropriately, I'm happy to call it a day. I have quite a lot of other serious work to do to pay the bills. Speaking of which, did you know that my game is available for testing? The price of a coffee will get you onto the internal testing group for Leyland Spirits of Chukamanga. Just kidding, I don't have a proper subtitle for it. To end off, here's a montage of my much delayed future projects. Thanks very much for watching. demon woman. Oh, 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 I'm a demon man. If there ain't a little light, I gotta clean up the debris beneath. For ambiguous hippopotamus that's mixed with rhino genes, a super saiyan agent of annihilation, Lord, for the purpose that's a secret to the nation. And I know that you will always know and free. And I always know that you will go. Take it, I know that I know the difference in